there are many American families who do not have this kind of Thanksgiving, but we all should. We all just should. I sat next to this fabulous young woman, Gen Zer, and I was talking about everything that I still talk about, what had happened in the pandemic and growing up here, leaving, coming back, because even then I was optimistic that America was right about to pivot from what was at that moment to the America that could be. Little did I know about what I still needed to learn about this country, and I did. I had all this energy because obviously I was gone for a couple of decades. I grew up already being interconnected to the soul of this nation. That is just part of who I am. That's part of my story. That she loved my energy, and she said that she never felt that way about America, that she never felt safe here. Since I missed all that stuff, having shooting drills, this sense of safety, and then also the division that had started getting really, really bad, I guess, after 9/11, and the racism and all these things that go on that I did not grow up with because I was going to American international schools where I thought 23 nationalities, backgrounds, and traditions was the American way. The concept of America that works everywhere else, except for in the country that invented it. I was sitting next to her this Thanksgiving. I had to flash of like where we were then, my optimism, and where we are now. I didn't tell her this, but I am still optimistic, even maybe more so just because of the state of where we are right now. Everything that has happened in this series of causes and effects since 249 years ago has ended us up in this place. And of course, a lot of people are like, what? This is America. What's going on? I don't talk in political sides. I talk in who is of the no kings mindset and who is of the regime dictator mindset, because that's what it's about. This is beyond politics. She would happily leave this country and go on an adventure anywhere else in the world. And a lot of women of her age, educated, don't want to be here anymore because the promise isn't here. What could have been is not. And there's no safety net and there's no room to grow. And, you know, Handmaid's Tale, Project 2025, it's the patriarchy. It was really popular back then. Colonization, which did not only happen here, happened all over the world. Slavery, that happened since the 1500s. The indigenous that were here in 1000 BC. All of that stuff that happened that we just try to gloss over and ignore, we don't know what to do with it. We don't know what to do with it. I've had many interviews with people, women, after I wrote my book. What did I miss? What happened? And a lot of women were just saying, yeah, it's just too bad because it's just the way it is, which is why I think this is such an amazing opportunity for us. And of course, this is not about politics. There are so many people out there who know what they're doing, like Indivisible, Ezra and Lee. They've got great plans. But this I Am Pivot 180 is the supplement to that, because this is what will help you step into your true nature and into your true power and be able to do things in a whole different way. I always feel that people get so sensitive. Like, what are you talking about? You're not American. You don't know. Maybe I have just a different perspective that could be extremely valuable right now. If you think about white Americans of privilege, Christian, whatever it is, who came over here and then bought into an identity formulated by that generation of men back then. Isn't this an amazing opportunity, not only for women? The way that it was set up, of course, is oppressing everything that is not the standard of what this patriarchy and this regime want to see the world to be, not only here, but all around the world. That's what they want. But that's not the way of nature, and it's definitely not the way of America. And since 250 years is quite a milestone, I would like to really push for this transitional period, that we would really take this time, that the core wound of America, which we all know what it is, most of the people, many of the people aren't racist at all, that they do believe in equality, that they're not bothered one way or another if people choose this, that, or whatever. I know a lot of people do, but I'm talking to the people who are open-minded, who would love to see the potential of what she was born to be happen. And we can be the ones to make it happen, because infusing the new way with feminine energy, it's all about the no kings mindset and the no kings energy. All of these women, the young women that want to leave, who can blame them? They never even saw what I had growing up. And the reason I'm here now is because of what I felt growing up. That was to do with my story, with my dad, with Nike, with a lot of things. But I trusted that the way it was in flow and in abundance and all of this was the way most Americans felt, being separated from all the other things that were not white and privileged didn't help. But I figured America's a big place. This is probably what it looks like out there. I mean, Annapolis is only a very small town. I hope people do come back. The Americans that I met overseas who said already years ago that they would never come back here, they would never raise their kids here, that it was so racist and so violent and so political and so divided. And it's not a healthy environment to bring up children. And this is the truth. It is not a healthy environment to bring up children. Even if you're not racist, but you've had to navigate around to find your peace or whatever, that's an oppressive situation for everybody. That's why the Americans who are leaving now, going overseas, they feel lighter, because they didn't realize how oppressive it all feels. I feel oppressed in this neighborhood, even though it's a beautiful neighborhood and everybody's friendly. But I don't know what people are really thinking. I really don't. This is an alternative solution. And when I talk to people about it, a lot of people say, oh, that's woo-woo and that's this. That has a lot to do with the fact that you were cut off from your nationality and adopted whiteness within these short amount of time, because there's nothing woo-woo about it. If I were to ask the indigenous or the Black if they would think that reconnecting to your true nature and deconstructing conditioning was a woo-woo thing to do, they'd be like, no, it's normal. It's the way of nature. Look forward to you booking a call and seeing if you want to be one of the first pioneers to try this. We're going to feel the shift in 3 sessions and then go on to the next phase. This energy thing is real. The ripple effect is real. We felt it in the Kamala days when there was momentum. That was not anything outside of us. That was us. And we feel it now with the regime, with the fear, with the tearing it all down, with the hostility and what they are doing to innocent people all over the place. They don't give a shit about poor people, sick people, old people, brown people, women people, no peoples. Wonder what would happen in the end if they get everything that they want. These really rich, mediocre white men with their trad wives. Who's going to do shit? Who are they going to make fun of? What's going to happen when there's nothing to be racist about or against? I wish all of them would just move to that place in Arkansas. Or like, why don't we designate a place that wants a king and let them do that, and let the no kings mindset do the pivoting so that we can become who she was always born to be. We never had that chance. When I'm talking about energy, it's always in a big picture kind of sense. Don't take it personally. Everybody has their own story and every story matters. Okay. We are one story, one energy, one race, the human race. And I'll see you next time.